I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring.
So you've put a freeze on taxpayer money going to making new jobs while you're making your platform raising tariffs to increase the amount of money America pay on goods to create more jobs in America. That makes a lot of sense.
And I've stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America.
What are you talking about? He just banned media outlets from sitting in on press briefings because they won't say Gulf of America.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this.
He's working really hard, guys. He posts 17 tweets an hour.
I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
God saved Trump, then God also killed their father. I didn't make up the logic. God bless America. We're bringing measles to Mars, baby. Hell yeah! Is this it?
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
The Russian asset in chief, baby. This is psychotic. We're cheering right now. We have a group of people cheering right now for the destruction of every single one of our world allies and for Russia, allowing Russia to do whatever they want to Ukraine. And these people are cheering for that. It's insane. And they're not cheering because they like Trump, right? None of them do. J.D. Vance literally hates Trump. We've seen the videos, right? They're cheering because it's a cult. And all the inbreds who voted for Trump, as well as the useful idiots that still support him, will end their careers. That's why even when he wasn't president, you had conservatives knocking down border wall bills that were conservative proposed because Trump wanted to run on the border. It's incredible. It's a cult. It's an actual psychopath fucking cult.
6 weeks ago, I stood beneath the dome of this Capitol and proclaimed the dawn of the golden age of America. From that moment on, it has been nothing but swift and unrelenting action to usher in the greatest and most successful era in the history of our country.
We're failing, so.
We have accomplished more in 43 days than most administrations accomplished in 4 years or 8 years, and we are just getting started.
He has accomplished a lot, just nothing good. Look at these guys. Look at how pathetic these losers are. Oh my God, there's the president! Mr. President! President Musk! Oh my God, he's there! I cannot believe it.
I return to this chamber tonight to report that America's momentum is back, our spirit is back, our pride is back.
I hate this country. And I used to love this country, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Our confidence is back,
okay.
And the American dream is surging bigger and better than ever before.
For who? People who are rich? Inflation is like at an all-time high. What is he talking about?
The American dream is unstoppable, and our country is on the verge of a comeback, the likes of which the world has never witnessed and perhaps will never witness again. There's never been anything like it. The presidential election of November 5th was a mandate like has not been seen in many decades. We won.
What does that mean?
All 7 swing states, giving us an electoral college victory of 312 votes.
Yeah, because you were up against a black woman. Like, we have to stop. Dude, I'm honestly tired of pretending. Because conservatives have a meltdown every time I say this because they're babies and they're stupid and they're incapable of thought. You won because it was a black woman. You lost to a senile old man. That's just the reality of the situation. The only people he can beat are women, which would normally be based. Okay? But not this time. Not this time. I'm so sorry. And so that's it. And people will be like, well, I didn't like this and that. Yeah, everybody doesn't like things about everybody. But at the end of the day, if she was a white guy, you would have voted for her and that would have been it. It would have been it. That's all it would have taken. But everybody sits there and goes, I don't think a woman can be a president because, what if Russia doesn't respect us? Wow, what a coward. You're a loser. It's just like, that's all it is. Let's stop pretending otherwise. Her policy wasn't good. You don't even know what her policy is. She didn't have enough time because Joe Biden dropped out so late. You don't know anything about. Oh, I didn't like the tax credits for child tax credit. I hated that, and I hated that she actually would have lowered taxes for lower middle class Americans, despite the fact that Trump is proposing to raise them. What policy was it that you liked about Trump? Was it the massive tariffs, the destroying all of our relations around the world, the getting on his hands and knees for Russia? What was it? What is it like? All the lying about how much money Doge is saving? They've had to walk back almost all of it by now. What is it? Which one?
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
I don't know who this guy is, but I like his fucking aura. This guy has a stand and he's ready to use it. This is so gay. This is so fucking
and
gay.
counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Lou Wei J. Lou Wei J. There you guys go. That's what we're doing from now on. That's what we're doing from now on. Bro, I just really like Mario. I'm autistic. I love Mario. So stop.
Likewise,
So stop it.
small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Bro, we're getting destroyed. The stock market's like down. We're getting fucked. People are about to get hit with some of the worst tariffs in the entire we've ever seen.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions.
Yeah, you sit down. I don't know what he's saying, but I agree with him. That's all I'm going to say.
Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to
I gotta
the
stop.
session.
Oh, yeah. Woo. So you're telling me that guy with the cane, you're going to kick him out and you're going to actually like charge him with some kind of a crime or use some kind of a military agent to get him out of there. But if you break into the Capitol, you get a pardon? That's really incredible.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Why is he leaving? Hit the guy with the cane. Hit him with a cane, dude. Fuck it. Be a man. Hit him with a cane, dude. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he's got like fucking sciatica. This is fucking pathetic and embarrassing. What the hell was that? He was just like hey, we're gonna finger you. I'm gonna finger you after this. What was that? Look at this guy. I'm gonna finger you after this, Trump. Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. He's gonna fucking shove it up your ass.
Members are directed to...
Trump's like, no, you can't do that. Putin's cock is like right up into my fucking asshole. It's literally my G-spot.
uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and
Wow.
taken more than 400
That's more words than he's ever written for in his life.
executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across
Common
our
sense.
wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Okay. Honestly, keep doing it. Let shit go to hell. Fuck it.
In fact, it has been stated by many that the first month
Many.
of our presidency,
Many
it's
guys.
our presidency, is the most successful in the history of our nation.
Who the fuck ever? Who said that? Who said that?
By many.
Wow, many. Look at these guys. Dude, look at these guys. He says a lie. There's so many people who said this. Yes, Mr. President, please. Please, just a year ago, I was talking about how horrible of a person you are. My name is J.D. Vance. It's incredible. Please. That's
And
a lie.
what
No
makes it
shit.
even more impressive is that, do you know who number 2 is? George Washington. How about that? How about that? I don't know about that list, but we'll take it. Within hours of taking the oath of office, I declared a national emergency on our southern border, and I deployed the U.S. military and Border Patrol to repel the invasion of our country. And what a job they've done.
Hey, the invasion, guys. The invasion of people that are coming here on legitimate asylum seeking, like following our asylum seeking laws, that Trump made sure when Biden was in office to bully Republicans to knock down the bill that would have helped fix that problem by putting a ton of money, infrastructure, and border wall agents down there. It was a Republican proposed bill, by the way. Those are the people, that's the invasion we're talking about. And by the way, you want to know why this invasion's happening? Because the United States decides that it's just going to frequently stick themselves into other countries and destabilize them. But you know what? We shouldn't have any responsibility as a country who's constantly having influence over other countries, that wants that influence, that's destabilizing other countries. We should never have a responsibility to help those people, because, like, who the fuck are we? Like, of course not. Wait. Why would we actually try to help solve the problem we created? Like, what a foreign concept.
As a result, illegal border crossings last month were by far the lowest ever recorded, ever.
Whoa, is that true, dude? Illegal border crossings? That's fantastic. You know what? There's a W, guys. We got the W for that.
They heard my words and they chose not to come. Much easier that way.
I thought you said you were going to come.
In comparison, under Joe Biden.
If this was the only thing that he did, then I'd be like, oh, okay, cool, we're in a good spot, right? But it's not.
The worst president in American history. There were hundreds of thousands of illegal crossings a month. And
it's just like no fucking decorum. He's a disgusting piece of dog shit. And I would say he knows this, but he's the most unintelligent person I've ever seen in my entire life. He knows that the reason why the asylum-seeking numbers were so high was because COVID shut down the border, so people couldn't come in. And so there was a backlog of people that wanted to come in.
virtually all of them, including murderers, drug dealers, gang members, and people from mental institutions and
You don't care about any of this. You literally got your entire career from Russia. What are you talking about?
insane asylums, were released into our country.
What is he talking about?
This
He's
is
making
my
things
fifth
up.
such speech to Congress. And once again, I look at the Democrats in front of me, and I realize there is absolutely nothing I can say to make them happy or to make them stand or smile or applaud. Nothing I can do. I could find a cure to the most devastating disease, a disease that would wipe out entire nations.
Actually, I'm not even kidding. I had a dream last night, and I want people to understand this because this is like a very important thing. I had a dream last night that Donald Trump did cure like the entire world of one of the worst diseases in the entire world, and that disease was it was called MAGA, and the way that he did it was he summoned a mythical creature. He summoned a mythical creature to come in, and together with the help of this character, whose last name is Mario, he was able to defeat this disease. It was such an incredible thing. It was so incredible. He was able to do it. He was able to stop the disease. It was amazing.
Or announce the answers to the greatest economy in history, or the stoppage of crime to the lowest levels ever
What is he talking about?
recorded. And these people sitting right here will not clap, will not stand, and certainly will not cheer for these astronomical achievements. They won't do it, no matter what. Five times I've been up here. It's very sad, and it just shouldn't be this way.
This is quite a spectacle, huh?
So Democrats sitting before me, for just this one night, why not join us in celebrating so many incredible wins for America?
We're about to have horrific tariffs that are going to increase inflation more than it's already happened. It's going to be a hardship for the average everyday American.
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America
Hey guys, Joe Biden was a horrible president, even though he was objectively better than Trump. Let's work together.
great again.
Nancy, you're already old as fuck. You know what you have to do. You're not living that long anyway. You might as well. I'm just kidding, dude. I'm just being silly. And what I mean is she has to start an OnlyFans. I got to see it before she
My administration
passes.
is fighting to deliver the change America needs to bring a future that America deserves, and we're doing it. This is a time for big dreams and bold action.
Yeah.
Upon taking office, I imposed an immediate freeze on all federal hiring, a freeze on all new federal
Why?
regulations, and a freeze on all foreign aid.
So you've put a freeze on taxpayer money going to making new jobs while you're making your platform raising tariffs to increase the amount of money Americans pay on goods to create more jobs in America. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, like, what are these jobs? What are some of these government jobs? Air traffic controllers. Holy fuck, that's already not enough people. Wow, incredible. We're doing a good job, guys. Let's continuously fire those people. Keep firing them, dude. Crash those planes, baby. About to have a 912. Except this one's going to be an accident.
New scam. I withdrew from the unfair Paris Climate Accord, which was costing us trillions of dollars that other countries were not paying. I withdrew from the corrupt World Health Organization.
Corrupt. Because who likes health? That's why he has RFK in, because he doesn't believe in it.
And I also withdrew from the anti-American UN Human Rights Council.
You withdrew from a human... That's insane. Wow. We're clapping for this. I really want to ask this question, and I mean this with every fiber of my being. How could all these Republicans clap and not want to end it all? Because truthfully speaking, I don't think I could live with myself if I sat here and clapped with the removal of the withdrawal from health organizations and climate accords and just different humanitarian aids and firing air traffic controllers and firing veterans and getting rid of veteran suicide hotlines. I don't think I could do it. I don't think that my moral compass, my average everyday American moral compass, could allow me to clap like a fucking dog when we're sitting here talking about destroying America, and yet every single one of these motherfuckers has the ability to sit here and clap for it without any kind of an issue on them. It's insane. It's enough to radicalize you. Honestly, it really is.
We ended all of Biden's environmental restrictions that were making our country far less safe
How?
and totally unaffordable. And importantly, we ended the last administration's insane electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto workers and companies from economic destruction. To unshackle our economy, I have directed that for every
To unshackle our economy, we're about to fuck you in the ass.
one new regulation, 10 old regulations must be eliminated, just like I did in my very successful first day.
Where you just deficit spent, even though we had a good economy? Wow, incredible.
And in that first term, we set records on ending unnecessary
How does it make sense to say, hey, we need to have for every one new regulation, get rid of 10 old ones? It makes absolutely no sense.
rules and regulations like no other president had done before. We ordered all federal workers to return to the office. They will either show up for work in person or be removed from their job.
That first of all, that what he just said was as stupid as whoever the fuck this moron is. I know who it is. But anyway, it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. Anyway, like, I find it astonishing because we're sitting here saying we need to save government money. You want to know what saves government money? You want to know what saves money in general? Working from home. Why can't you have some people work from home? It means you don't have to have the lights on. You don't have to have the heat on. You don't have to use the electricity. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to erect new buildings as the country expands because you can work from home. It saves money. Do I think people should return and go to the office sometimes? Yes, a couple of days a week. Absolutely. Check in. Keep the the humanization. Hey, we're people. We can work together. Let me ask questions, all that. But we're sitting here virtue signaling about how we need to save money, and then he decides, hey, come back to work. Like, you can't, even though we've heard nothing about them being ineffective working from home. Hey, come back to the office for what reason? Because it sounds nice, because it's a pair of jingling keys. It's a pair. That's all the Trump administration is a pair of jingling keys in front of you, like a stupid fucking baby.
And we've ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out?
Not well, because you created a cult. You caused people to insurrect the government, and then you pardoned them all afterwards.
Not too good. Not too good.
What is this gonna do? What are these gonna do? Oh, hey, here's a sign. Get the fuck out of here. Do something.
And I have stopped all government censorship and brought back free speech in America. It's back.
What are you talking about? He just banned media outlets from sitting in on on fucking press briefings because they won't say Gulf of America. What is he talking about? How is that freedom of speech? What are you saying?
And 2 days ago, I signed an order making English the official language of the United States of America.
More jingling keys. Cool. What does that do for us? Great. We got English as the national language, the Gulf of America, and the destruction of all of our alliances and massive tariffs and the pushing of Russia through Europe. It's going to be incredible.
I renamed the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. And likewise, I renamed for a great president, William McKinley, Mount McKinley again. Beautiful Alaska. I love Alaska. We've ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military.
What he means when he says that is that he fired all the black people that were more qualified and then put in a bunch of white people from Fox News. That's what he means by that.
And our country will be woke no longer. We believe that whether you are a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, or an air traffic controller,
That you should be fired?
you should be hired and promoted based on skill and competence, not race or gender. Very important.
Who the fuck is this disgusting thing?
You should be hired based on merit. And the Supreme Court, in a brave and very powerful decision, has allowed us to do so. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wow. You mean the Supreme Court that Trump was able to stack because they denied Obama a pick?
We have removed the poison of critical race theory from our public schools, and I signed an order making it the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female.
Okay. Why? What is the dude, it eats me away when we sit here and we clap for this. Yes, we did nothing. Who gives a fuck? It's only two genders. We did it, guys. We got rid of the delusion of the world. Every one of these people clapping is a fucking cult member that's only clapping for Trump because he has he got all the inbred fucks that believe in an imaginary friend to vote for him. And now everybody's fucking afraid. That's literally it. Hey guys, oh, you're crazy if you think that you might be a different gender, but clap it up, baby. Like, hey, my imaginary friend. Guys, pray for my football team, but not for the impoverished and dying people. Fuck them. We don't want to give our hard-working tax dollars to Medicare and Medicaid. Fuck that, dude. Fuck yeah. We don't want to actually help ourselves. The real problems in the world. The real problems.
An executive order to ban men from playing in women's sports.
Whoa. Holy shit, dude. You did it. A problem that didn't really exist in any capacity. Here's Matt Walsh, the guy who thinks 15-year-olds are sexy. What the fuck? Who's she looking at? Her nose?
3 years ago, Peyton McNabb was an all-star high school athlete, one of the best, preparing for a future in college sports. But when her girls' volleyball match was invaded by a male, he smashed the ball so hard in Peyton's face, causing traumatic brain injury, partially paralyzing her right side.
Well, if that's true, that's terrible. I feel bad for her.
And ending her athletic career. It was
And what about all the Ukrainian people who are dying and you're deciding to withdraw support?
a shot like she's never seen before. She's never seen anything like it.
Did that executive order get rejected?
Peyton is here tonight in the gallery, and Peyton, from now on, schools will kick the men off the girls' team, or they will lose all federal funding.
Aren't you already trying to cut all federal funding? Isn't he trying to get rid of the Department of Education? Wasn't that's the federal funding? What? If you get rid of that, there's nothing to threaten these people with. Wow. I feel so terrible for her. Dude, she looks like she has more of a traumatic brain injury than that girl that actually has a fucking TBI. Do you see it in her face? Isn't that terrible? I wonder how she feels being used as a political fucking pawn.
And if you really want to see numbers, just take a look at what happened in
Just take a look at just take a look at our fucking inflation. Those numbers are great.
the women's boxing, weightlifting, track and field, swimming, or cycling, where a male recently finished a long-distance race 5 hours and 14 minutes ahead of a woman for a new record by 5 hours. Broke the record by 5 hours.
I feel like this is just not true. I wouldn't doubt that a trans woman played, but I just don't think that this is true.
It's demeaning for women, and it's very bad for our country. We're not going to put up with it any longer.
For 5 hours? What is he talking about? He's just weirdly lying. What is he talking about? Somebody please help me.
What I've just described is only a small fraction of the common sense revolution that is now, because of us, sweeping the entire world. Common sense has become a common theme, and we will never go back. Never.
Wouldn't it be so funny if after talking about common sense, he decides to like do something that's dumb as fuck and like implement more religion in schools, you know?
Never going to let that happen. Among my very highest priorities is to rescue our economy and get dramatic and immediate relief to working families. As you know, we inherited from the last administration an economic catastrophe and an inflation nightmare.
Biden dealt with COVID. Of course there was going to be problems. And just so people are aware of, look it up. Out of everybody in the world, out of all of our Western allies, we handled the inflation the best. These things happened. COVID happened. It had a significant impact on the world. It was real. You probably didn't work through it, which is why you don't think it's real, because you're a fucking lazy bitch. I did. I disinfected buses. It's real. People died. I had family that died. Okay? We did pretty well. Biden got us out of that. And now Trump has devastated the economy almost instantly.
Their policies drove up energy prices, pushed up grocery costs, and drove the necessities of life out of reach for millions and millions of Americans. They've never had anything like it.
And he's going to make it worse,
We suffered the
baby.
worst inflation in 48 years, but perhaps even in the history of our country. They're not sure. As president, I'm fighting every day to reverse this damage and
With
make
what?
America affordable again.
We're doing what? Wow.
Joe Biden especially let the price of eggs get out of control.
They're higher now than they've ever been. What?
The egg price is out of control.
They're higher
And
now.
we're working hard to get it back down. Secretary, do a good job on that. You inherited a total mess from the previous administration.
This guy came in. First of all, this guy looks like he could lay fucking eggs. I'm just being honest with you. That's number one. Number two, you came in and did sweeping cuts to the federal government. Some of which I imagine are the institutions that deal with environmental issues like bird flu. So how the fuck are you going to solve this problem?
Do a good job.
Is he talking about me? I'm not a chicken. Dude, everybody's wearing Dude, okay, listen. I'm going to be real with you right now. Everybody's wearing shirts that say resist. Save a shirt that says, like, fuck yourself on it. Stop being so fucking cringe. Somebody get up and throw something at Trump or something. Don't do that. But throw something. Wear a shirt that says go fuck yourself. Say something that's like, you know, do a flip, right? Say something like that. Be a little bit more provocative. The word resist. What is this? A Saturday morning cartoon? Is it Saved by the Bell? We doing the episode where she got addicted to caffeine? That was the drug of choice. You guys look corny. You guys look fucking cringe. Okay? Donald Trump is a fucking cult leader of MAGA, but you guys aren't really helping anything. Resist? Resist my fucking ass. Do something. Where's that guy with the cane? Lunge at Trump. Don't do that, but maybe do something more than just jerk off. Fucking goddamn it. What do you think you're doing? What is this? Okay, you got annoying fucking kids that'll sit in the goddamn road to protest for Palestine. Do something more inconvenient. Why didn't anybody trip Trump on the way in? Do something, dude. We're gonna do something. Resist? What are you doing? Come on, bro. Eggs might be expensive, but you can throw tomatoes. Have some fucking balls. Do something. Oh my God. Do something fucking dramatic.
A major focus of our fight to defeat inflation is rapidly reducing the cost of energy. The previous administration cut the number of new oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants.
There's the chicken guy. The chicken guy's nodding his head.
You're opening up.
That's who he is now. He's the chicken guy. I don't know why we put the energy secretary up when they would talk about chickens, but this is who he is now.
Many of those power plants right now.
We did it. We did it, guys. We did it.
And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully
Yeah, and we usually like to save that before we use it, you know. But okay.
authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it.
Oh
It's
my
called
God.
Drill,
It's called 18 and 19-year-old interns, guys. Everybody clap.
Baby, Drill.
Drill, baby, drill. Drill that Russian cock right into my ass. Holy fuck. Mission accomplished, dude. Mission
My
accomplished.
administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska.
That's incredible.
Among the largest in the world, where Japan,
Wow.
South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars
Trillions.
each. Never been anything
So
like
true.
That one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is
incredible.
gotten. And later this week, I will also take...
Where's the teleporter that teleports you right into Putin's office, just bent over naked so you can get fucked up
historic
the
action
ass?
to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
Oh yeah, by extorting it from Ukraine.
To further combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but we'll be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Yes, 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 please. Cut Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. Cut that shit. Yes, kill people. Yes, isn't it so interesting that, like, if you actively say some people should die, you get in trouble, but if you just advocate for the removal of services that will cause people to die, you're just some kind of pragmatist, magical pragmatist. Isn't it fucking incredible? It's so cool.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Whoa, a meme coin. The real president. The real president. Where's his chainsaw? Where's his chainsaw?
Elon Musk, who is in the gallery
It's got to be closer than one of his 45 kids.
tonight.
Woo! Oh my God, look at him. Look at this guy smiling. Look, this is a mood as fuck, actually. This is a mood. I like this. I like what Elizabeth Warren's doing. She's just sitting on her goddamn cell phone. This is just funny. Pocahontas, bro. Pocahontas.
Thank you, Elon. He's working very hard. He didn't need this.
He's working really hard, guys. He posts 17 tweets an hour. He's working very hard. He has a lot going on. 17 tweets an hour. Fact check me, please, because it's not going to be 17. It's going to be more. I'm not. Let's be real. It's going to be insane. He's working hard.
Didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe.
Yeah, you believe a lot of things.
They just don't want to admit that. Just listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified.
Okay, you ready? Because they had to retract almost all of it.
$22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million
Free housing and cars.
for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma. $40 million
So?
to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is. $8 million to promote LGBTQI+.
What's wrong with that? That's Western values promoting into the. What are you talking about?
In the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
Wait, what?
$60 million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment in Central America. $60 million. $8 million for making mice transgender.
That's not a real thing, but okay.
This is real.
It's not real. They do experiments on mice all the time. There's nobody's making mice transgender. I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
$32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million
What? This sounds like health services. It's generally considered clean to get a circumcision.
for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program.
I don't think it's one program. It was probably something over like a course of time because people work on a news station and make that. That's kids' TV. That's educational children's TV that we used to do as well. Or we do as well. I don't understand the problem with educational kids' TV. It's literally just a form of education for children. Why is this such a bad idea?
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee,
Okay.
headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for
Like, you realize we eat fish. It's a good thing to monitor them, right? We have to monitor their breeding patterns.
voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million
What's wrong with giving money to help other countries have secure voting?
for social cohesion in Mali.
Social cohesion sounds like trying to unite people in a fucking torn country.
$59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Okay, I mean, sure, we shouldn't have illegal immigrants here, but you had people shoot it down. This guy's spamming in the chat. Explain why we have to pay for it. I just want you to understand something. You don't pay for anything. You're poor. You don't pay for anything, dude. You're fucking poor. It's my taxpayer dollars. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's a real estate developer. He's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia.
I'm not understanding what the problem is with us investing money into other countries to spread our influence and to help those other countries become more westernized, to be more accepting and free. I don't understand why this is an issue.
$42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda.
Okay.
$14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia.
We don't want to increase learning outcomes in other countries?
Asia's doing very well with learning.
Asia's really big, you fucking moron. What are you talking about? Just because what's so funny is he made this joke because like all Asians tend to do very well in America. Do you think that like Asia in general is great? What?
I know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million
For what? Tax cuts for the rich.
for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found
Underpaid interns, guys.
hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
They haven't, but okay. All the top things, all the top like monies that they spent, they've saved supposedly, have already been knocked down because they couldn't prove any of it. They lied and said we saved like $8 billion when it came to some kind of military cost. It turned out to be ICE, and it was $8 million, not $8 billion.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things.
We
Took
haven't.
back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working.
In what time period?
Very office has estimated annual fraud of beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old.
None of this is true. I'm all for cutting down costs when we need to, but like he's just lying about the majority of this shit.
It lists 3.6 million people from ages.
He's referring to 500 billion as a reference to it's a report from Citizens Against Government Waste. It's estimated 230 billion to 520 billion from 2018 to 2022. So there probably is some kind of a fraud, but it's not 500 billion. It's certainly not in a year, which he's insinuating. And it could be half that, and it's over 4 years. So like, yeah, I'm sure that there is fraud. Like we collect trillions of dollars a year. Absolutely. Of course. And we should deal with that. But like he's exaggerating. He's acting like he's doing it.
110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people.
We spend like $7 trillion a year. Like say like 500 billion is a good amount, but it's less than 10%. It's good. But like you'd expect to have a couple of percents of fraud, unfortunately.
From ages 100.
And this which is in the Republican Party, right? Didn't we just learn that like fucking Rick Scott was engaging in fraud on our Medicare and Medicaid systems? And he got a job in the government. It's incredible.
20 to 129. 3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139. 3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck.
None of these dead people are getting Social Security checks. Like, what is he talking about? He's just lying.
You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does. And it really hurts Social
This doesn't exist.
Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social security databases are age over 160 years old.
Just because there's people in the database doesn't mean that they're getting paid. They're fucking dead. It's probably some old bullshit computers. They're not getting paid out, though. What are you talking about?
We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
I like how he probably wrote that down. These people, this woman's a fucking, all these people are dogs. Holy fuck. Dude, RFK unironically looks like terrified. Wait, I'm actually surprised. He actually looks scared. I think RFK is. I think he has a conscience. I think he realizes the fucking the demon, the contract he sold his fucking soul to. How long until RFK is going to start speaking out against Trump?
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229, one person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Them being in the system doesn't mean they're getting paid. He's just lying.
More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find.
Wait, 300 years old is 100 years older than our country? That can't even be right. Did you say... Well, I mean, it's younger than our country. It's 1776. No, what does he talk about? Yeah, I mean, what about the $350 billion he's going to invest into this fucking... this crypto shit? It's incredible. That's not fraudulent, though. That's not fraudulent.
Defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
Let's see. Is Asmongold losing his mind, shitting himself? Is this what's happening right now?
The biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment.
I can't fucking listen to this idiot.
And today interest rates took a beautiful drop, big beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
Bro, he increased. Dude, I can't. It's actually insane. I feel like I'm beating my head against a wall because he fucked the budget up when he first came in his first term. He fucked the budget. Like, people want to pretend like the economy was stable under Obama. He inherited a recession, the worst since the Great Depression. Obama stabilized it. Trump came in and took that $650 billion annual federal deficit and increased it to $1 trillion with all these irresponsible tax cuts that were mostly for rich people before COVID even hit. And this is the guy you fucking morons voted in to deal with the budget? What are you talking about? It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
With that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs.
That sounds like a dumb fucking idea, but sure, fine. I don't really care about that too much.
They'll also be taking people out of college.
Who the fuck's gonna... If you're rich in your country, why would you spend $5 million? And also, wait, this makes no sense to me whatsoever. This makes absolutely... So this gold card idea, maybe it sounds nice, but it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Are you telling me that there are extraordinarily rich people that could afford $5 million tickets to America that want to come here? And you're telling me that we say no? You realize if you're rich, you get to come here almost instantaneously because the expectation is you're going to come here and you're going to spend your money. And you're going to bring your money with you. There's never been a time in history where we denied somebody that could afford a $5 million free America ticket into the country. This is a virtue signal. This isn't real. This is not a real thing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is fucking insane. There's no way. There's no way. Who's going to do... The only people I can think of that could benefit from this are fucking rich criminals like Andrew Tate, who, of course, Trump pressured Romania to let out, despite the fact that he's a violent sex trafficking rapist, you know, which is incredible. It's just an incredible thing. But Trump definitely never raped somebody.
Colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them.
Yeah, he's giving his Russian buddies away into America, maybe.
In our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people,
dude, his administration just literally just pressured Romania to allow to lift the travel ban on Andrew Tate, who is still being investigated for very credible crimes of sex trafficking and raping minor children, as young as 15, probably younger. We've seen him brag about it all over the internet. We know he's done it. It's not just silly jokes. This is the person that Donald Trump wants in the country, and you're sitting here telling me that you're getting rid of all these dangerous people? You're asking them to come into the country. What are you talking about? There's no way. The virtue signaling is insane. The virtue signaling is fucking insane. It's actually astonishing. It makes no sense whatsoever. And then you expect us to believe that the allegations against you for being a fucking sexual predator are false? Doubtful. If anybody had any doubt in mind, it should be over, because again, he used his standing as president to have his administration pressure another country into letting a violent sex trafficking rapist into our country. That's what he decides to do. And you want to tell me that you give a fuck about anybody coming across the border that's a dangerous person? Of course he doesn't. It doesn't matter. What does matter is what you fucking morons will put up with. That's what matters. What you fucking idiots will eat up because you're stupid. And this is the people who vote for Trump. They don't do independent research. They listen to him and go, that has to be correct. That's their entire focus in life, because these people have the IQ of my fucking dog's shit. Okay, and my dog is dead. That's the reality. These people don't even want to try to think for themselves because they're too fucking stupid. The reason that they don't like the information that's out in the public every single day is because it's too much reading for them to comprehend. That's the only thing. It's too much thinking for their fucking brains. That's it. That's all it is. Because they grew up in coal mining towns and around nuclear waste, and now their fucking brains are completely deprived of oxygen. That's what's going on here. Or they're fucking inbred because they live in Alabama. Or they're too fucking drunk because that's all they do is drink and beat their wives. Like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. This is fucking insane.
Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy
open border's
our country.
My fucking ass.
We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt with that money.
Whoa. You know how else we can reduce our debt? Cutting billionaires' taxes. That's really a great idea. Yes.
Americans.
How about we stop letting rich people take out loans based on their how much money they're worth, so that they can buy things tax-free? Because that's what these people do. They have high evaluations for themselves. They take out very low interest rate loans, and then they buy things with that, and they don't pay taxes on it. So why don't we deal with that? What if we did something about that there, Trump?
Given us a mandate for bold and profound change. For nearly 100 years, the federal bureaucracy has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential.
You ballooned our deficits.
In every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk-takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected.
For what?
Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Please stand up. Everybody stand up right now. We have to stand up again. Holy fuck. Please stand up, guys. Please, for me.
Any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately.
What?
Because
they had to think about that before they started clapping, because they know that sounds sketchy as fuck.
Draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
Clap, guys. Stand up. Come on, can one of these Democrats at least start smoking a goddamn cigarette in here? At least start smoking a cigarette. Take a cigarette out and smoke a cigarette. Do something more than wear a fucking cringe-ass shirt that says resist and point at people or throw Hail Hitlers out. I don't even know what they're doing anymore.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote.
What are you talking about? All the proposals were increased taxes in the middle class.
And I'm sure that
What?
the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that.
Dude, the proposals are tax increases for everybody making under $400,000.
But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
Okay.
Thank you. It's a very, very big part of our plan. We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan. We're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
Who cares if he calls on that? He's been the proposal is all of those things are included still. This is kind of funny. Start by paying your taxes.
And
But still, the signs are fucking cringe. Throw a fist. Throw a punch.
also want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
See, that's fine, I guess. I don't even care. Why? Like, I guess that'd be fine. It just seems like irrelevant, but all the other shit is so bad.
And by the way, we're going to have growth in the auto industry like nobody's ever seen. Plants are opening up all over the place. Deals are being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our
Not
other
really.
policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom.
It's going to boom, guys. It's going to blow up. Listen, this is such a scary time for most of you, but not me. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, you guys are fucked. You idiots that voted for this guy are so fucked. It's actually insane.
Spoke to the major
I already told my mother that she voted to fucking end her Social Security and everything. She's fucked.
today. All
But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we'll all be proven wrong, and then I will eat my own words, and I'll be fine with it. But I'm not wrong here.
three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America.
Wow.
With Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world.
Okay. Does it have anything to do with the tariffs that are what? How would car companies be doing better under Trump? Steel prices are about to go up like 25%. What are you talking about? It doesn't even make sense.
And this has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
Why?
In addition, as part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expense.
So just to be clear, he's saying he's going to give tax cuts to more like billionaire rich oil companies. Just to be clear.
It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term.
You deficits. All you did was deficit spend. Well, that's part of the deficit spending. He just cut taxes, which you can't cut taxes. This is what I'm talking. This is what I'm saying. This stupid motherfucker is talking about cutting taxes and then also talking about how we need to pay off our debts. What?
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries.
Everyone uses tariffs against everyone for a multitude of reasons. What are you talking about? This guy acts like he didn't come in and implement tariffs on China and start a trade war in his first fucking term. He's like, oh, tariffs, I've never used them before. We always use tariffs. We use tariffs to oppress other countries economically. We use tariffs to sometimes balance out particular things so that they can make our markets competitive. I'm not saying tariffs are always bad, but he's sitting here talking about how the auto industry is about to blow up and do so well, and he's implementing tariffs. How is that going to help us at all? It's not. It's going to make everything cost more money.
On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher.
What is, I'm so sorry. What does an average tariff mean? This sounds so fucking deceptive. Hold on. I don't think I'll ever be able to find this. When he says average tariffs, what is he saying? It doesn't make any sense. And the reason, here's why. Okay, let's say we have 3 things. We have we have fucking, I don't even know. We sell boxes, we sell screws, and we sell triangles. Who the fuck cares? Right? And we have a really high tariff on like boxes, right? But we only 10% of our market is selling boxes, and 90% of it is selling screws and triangles with low tariffs. We have 5%, and like 50%. Is he talking about averaging the 3 together to make it 60% altogether? Or is he talking about the total amount of money that the tariffs are bringing in? I don't think, I couldn't even trust his words because he lies all the time about everything. What does it even mean that we have higher average tariffs? That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't understand what that means. I don't think that's even, he's constantly deceptive. It means nothing to me.
And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea, but that's what happens.
Bro, you just raised the fucking amount of money going to the military. I don't know why you're sitting here virtue signaling about how much we spend.
This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair.
And we help South Korea so that they can stand them against the literal dictatorship of North Korea. What is he talking about?
The United States, and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day would cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal, back and forth. Whatever they tax us, we will tax them. If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
Bro, I don't understand how you can claim we've been ripped off for decades when we are the most powerful country financially and militarily in the entire world. Just the fact that he's saying we've been ripped off, but then you just look and we are the most powerful and influential country, shows that he is just lying. He just constantly lies. He's lied about how much money we've given Ukraine. He just lies about everything every single day. So what he's saying, he wants to run on common sense. Commonsensically, this makes absolutely no fucking sense whatsoever. What is he talking about? It makes absolutely no sense. What is he saying? Oh my God, one dog stands up, everybody else has to start standing up for the clapping.
Over the last 3 months.
Oh my God, that's Rick Scott.
Much has been said.
That's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy, guys. That's the guy. Get him.
Not on my watch. One Mexican down.
What the fuck, dude? That's a meme from TikTok, okay? All right, relax, chill out.
Over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada. But we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families.
This guy looks like he's pretty close to death, huh? It's probably a good thing.
Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving subsidies of hundreds of billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer.
You're telling me that we have a country addicted to drugs, and your solution isn't to try to help those people get off drugs? That's crazy.
Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple.
I mean, they probably would have because it's very early into the presidency. And despite the fact that he's trying his best, there isn't a whole lot of impact that he's causing yet.
Announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan Semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market. announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on Earth right here in the USA.
Yeah, no shit. That's because of Biden. All this is because of Biden. He implemented a CHIPS Act that was going to implement tariffs on other countries that were going to send in chips. So they want to manufacture here so we can, this for national security reasons. All Trump is going to be doing is he's going to be taking credit for Biden's shit in this entire time. He's just going to take credit for everything Biden's doing. Hey guys, the CHIPS Act. Hey guys, the massive infrastructure bill that Biden passed. Oh, but by the way, he's the worst president ever, but I'm going to take credit for all the things that he's doing. It's fucking shameful. This guy's pathetic.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible, horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions of dollars, and it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's
You just said the CHIPS Act was horrible. I'm so confused.
very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt. Or any other reason you want to.
Dude, he has a fucking brainworm. He literally just went on a whole entire tangent about how companies were coming here to build technology parts because of Biden's CHIP Act. He took credit for it. And then he said, yeah, now we can get rid of the CHIPS Act and use the money to pay off debts. What do you mean? The CHIPS Act implemented tariffs, mostly for national security reasons, to get people to build computer parts here. His words don't make sense. I don't even understand. He didn't even say a coherent sentence. This fucking dog starts clapping. Yeah, I want Trump to like me the most. I'm behind him, and I know he's going to rewatch himself because he spends all day watching himself. This guy makes no fucking sense whatsoever. He just had a fucking stroke in front of our eyes. He had a goddamn stroke in front of our fucking eyes. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. This is insane. Yeah, stand up. This guy's pissing me off. He's probably pissing off J.D. Vance, too. He's constantly standing up. Because even Vance is like, all right, buddy, stop sucking his fucking asshole.
Will also be great
This guy's eating fucking Putin's cum out of his ass.
for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
He just stalled a bunch of money for farmers.
Selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and
what?
companies. They're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers.
What?
The tariffs will go
The
on.
other food that comes in is dirty and disgusting? What? What is he saying?
Agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers starting on April 2nd. It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me. And they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun.
Good luck to the farmers, because you guys are going to have to grow crops in a month. And apparently, I think it takes a little longer than that.
Love you too. I love you too.
Yeah, he froze all the funding to farmers that Biden had given them for like a fucking relief.
All going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25%
She's still on her phone.
tariff on foreign
Probably playing Candy Crush.
aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long.
So you're going to impose tariffs on it to make it more expensive and more difficult to get it here?
Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard.
Definitely looks like he actually had kids with his cousin.
Has been working at the same
Not a single clap.
steel plant for 27 years in a job that
This guy tried to clap for himself.
has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raised 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole,
Let's see Nicole. Show me Nicole.
and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So
Wow.
great, Jeff.
He might be a good person. I don't know, but he definitely fucks his cousin because he's from Alabama. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff.
I love it fucking my cousin too, Jeff. Thank you so much, buddy.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country.
You realize that like we do more of end-of-line manufacturing, right? We get materials from other countries, which helps keep our materials that are here already, fresh. And we do end-of-line production. Because even if jobs come back to America, they're all going to be automated away. The jobs that we send away are jobs that are cheaper than automating them away because we have the technology to do that. It's a virtue signal. We're not doing anything.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No,
it's again, it just blows my mind because we're sitting here talking about tariffs. It's like, guys, we have to tariff all these different parts of production. Guys, we need to tariff steel and all these other things and all these. If those industries come back to America, they're menial labor jobs. Oh, well, it's still a job. Oh, yeah, for robots. The reason that we outsource these things is because they require no skill and we can underpay people from other countries to do them. That's a conversation for another day, but that's why we do it. Or we bring it back here and then guess what? A bunch of fucking billionaires get to make factories that are automated that are just going to not have jobs for Americans anyway. It's just going to be jobs for the people who own the robots. This is already a problem that we're having is mass automation, and we still haven't heard a single word about that, solving that problem, which is the real economic stressor. So even if this massive tariff idea works, it's not bringing any real jobs to America. It's going to cause jobs to come here that are going to be done by robots, at least definitely in the medium term. I don't know what he's talking about. We have self-driving cars. You don't think that we can automate factories? Every time you go to the grocery store, you see automation. It's a fucking, you go to the self-checkout. It's incredible.
You're not all. And look where Biden took us. Very low, the lowest we've ever been. Jeff, I want to thank you very much.
COVID. What?
I also want to recognize another person who has devoted herself to foster care community. She works so hard on it. A very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. The First Lady of the United States works with a lot of foster care agencies, specifically their nanny, because Donald Trump nor her raised their own kids. Isn't that incredible?
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive.
How? She barely speaks English. What are you talking about?
Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer.
That's terrible. Motherfucker, you're talking about cutting funding for the Department of Education. This person's not going to have a job.
With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you.
She looks surprised about all this.
Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John.
Beautiful.
Thank you all very much.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't know what we're clapping for. The dogs told me to clap.
Great job. To criminalize the publication of such images online is a terrible, terrible thing.
So true.
And once it passes the House,
I agree with this. You should never post deepfakes of people online doing anything. But I'm not going to show you any other. That's why I would never show you one.
Forward to signing that bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you.
This guy used like media disinformation to get himself elected with the help of Russia. I don't know what he's talking about.
But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders.
Yeah, and that's why I let a violent sex trafficking rapist that raped a 15-year-old and groomed her into this country by pressuring their government into letting him out. Stop, please. You need to clap.
Over the past 4 years,
stand up, clap.
1 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities.
So just to be clear, most of them were just fucking people trying to seek a better life. I'm not saying it's good that they're coming here, but I'm just saying we're pretending that all of them are violent. But that's incredible.
All throughout the world, because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country. But we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
Stand up. Oh, Vance got up quick. He fucking sonicked that bitch. He's like, I'm going to beat this asshole. Right now, these two are so fucking bored. They're playing who can stand up and clap the fastest. I'm not kidding.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE.
What a job.
Law enforcement in general is incredible.
ICE, they made it slippery. The Mexicans couldn't come in. Sorry. I'll just be silly.
We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
This dude's still fucking yapping, dude. Now get up faster, dude. Oh my God.
A brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed...
Well, I'm going to assume that they didn't know that the person was a gang member. Still terrible. Never should have happened, but yeah.
A failed administration.
I mean, how many people does the... it's terrible, and it shouldn't happen. There shouldn't be illegal gang members here, obviously. I doubt that they knew. But, you know, also, the asylum-seeking process saves millions of people, too. We understand this, right? Like, they get to come into the country, have a new opportunity. So, let's just not pretend. We don't understand that.
He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary.
Oh, this is the mom.
City, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
You tell me that you put something in that makes it so that when somebody causes a crime, you punish them? Wow, that's probably didn't exist before that.
It's called the Laken Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley. Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Well, they're border interactions, not crossings. Just to be clear, when he says border crossing, he means border interaction. Just because there's an interaction doesn't mean that people are crossing. But he's trying to insinuate everybody that it was interacted with by Biden's administration, they actually crossed, which they didn't.
The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that it
turned out that Trump shot that legislation down because he's a fucking moron.
Really needed was a new president.
They're not even eating like a Subway sandwich in here. Somebody eat some food. You got a desk in front of you. I would be so good at fucking protesting. This is insane. I'd be smoking cigarettes. I'd be fucking, what are they going to do? I'd be sitting there. I'd be eating a goddamn Costco hot dog. I'd be smoking a cigarette. I'd take my suit off. I'd have a fucking shirt that said I got that dog in me. I'd pull out like a goddamn Game Boy. I'd be like a disruptive child on an airplane, and I'd be sitting there with the whole Nintendo Switch out there with huge earbuds, like earmuffs on me, like an iPad kid, sitting here drooling all over myself, fucking mukbanging, just eating a fucking 5-foot-long cookie, getting myself fucking diabetes pisses, just taking it out, just like fucking. I'd actually have a catheter in me, and I'd just dump the fucking bag on the floor. Like, these guys are sitting here wearing a Resist shirt and saying, "I'm not gonna sit down." Like, I do more. Smoke a cigarette, dude. Smoke cigarettes. Like, you know what I mean? Hit a vape. Somebody do something cool. Do a kickflip. I don't know. Do something fucking badass, bro. What the fuck?
Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders. He flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption. Like,
well, that's not true, but okay.
Nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed.
Yeah. It'd be probably a little better if we stopped destabilizing other countries.
Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
Woo! The dogs are clapping.
But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. the death of this
Okay,
beautiful
so this is not true. These are people who come here on the asylum process, and then some of them happen to be monsters. That's absolutely true. We need to do something about that, but we need to stop demonizing all fucking immigrants,
12-year-old
all fucking people or asylum seekers. It's a perfectly reasonable process to want to come here after America destabilizes her country.
girl in the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I've learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much, she loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful,
Aren't you defunding all those?
34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
That's very nice. Who the fuck's gonna read that? That's nice for her. Too bad he's a Russian puppet.
Thank you very much. All three savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang they say in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
Sounds like a good idea. Again, if he wasn't sucking Putin's dick, this might not be so bad. If he wasn't destroying the economy, this might not be so bad. If Trump came in and said, "Hey, everything else is fairly stable. I'm gonna fuck shit up at the border," I probably would have voted for him. That's the funniest part about all this. Is not like as we need boring presidents who make marginal progress. And if he had just came in on the border, I would have been like, okay, fuck it, that's fine. But like, this guy's a fucking psychopath.
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them.
That's a good question. Why doesn't the United States have the toughest prison gang in the world? That's true. What the fuck? We're lacking.
Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Very nice. Fucking waxed his whole goddamn head.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande, near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
Very nice.
Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation. Posing a
that's why he's actually asking those countries to let them in, because he thinks they're really good guys.
grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we have done.
So based, gang. So based. I like that. I like that stuff. If only this was all it was. If only
5
this was
nights
all
ago,
it was.
Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy.
Cool.
First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out.
So this is not a real thing, just to be absolutely clear. Canada's already done everything that they can for Donald Trump. Like, we have to stop pretending that this guy gives a shit about anything he's saying. The original argument was that the trade deal between Canada and Mexico was horrible. It was terrible. An idiot made it. It needs to be renegotiated. Well, then Trump remembered he's the one who negotiated it in his last term. Okay, incredible. So now it's, well, there's drugs coming in and it's your fault. So Canada stepped up and they spent billions of dollars putting in more border wall protections that, frankly, were kind of not needed. Right? Okay, and Trump's still doing tariffs on them. This has nothing to do. This has absolutely nothing to do with trying to get them to do better things. This has to do with just being a fucking dickheaded bully that's trying to play America only. He's trying to just isolate everybody else and do America only, virtue signal to his audience about how we shouldn't do trade with the rest of the world. We should build everything here. We should be completely isolationist so that we as a country can basically fail in the long run. But at least Trump seems like a cool guy because he did a lot of things. Good things? No, but he did a lot of things. Incredible.
Exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
That's crazy. That's so crazy, dude. Scraping yourself off.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns.
Law and order, baby. Law and order. We got to get rid of the illegals.
In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
Lunatics. That's what I've been
Many
saying.
jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against.
It's crazy. It's crazy how these radical leftists get away with it. You know what these radical leftists did? They stormed the Capitol and they attacked police officers. They stabbed the police officer, and then you know what happened? The radical swamp let them all off with the pardon. Isn't that terrible? Joe Biden, such a big guy. I think he's the one who did that, right? It couldn't have been anybody else.
Political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law,
Wow.
starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck.
DOJ.
Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi.
Good luck. Good luck, guys. Good luck.
So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash.
Good luck. Holy shit, dude. Cash Patel.
They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get.
And the way they're going to do that is by pardoning all the J6ers who attack police officers, of course.
They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. 1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests. So he was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
All right, cool.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer, and tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Sure. What about the J6ers that you let out for attacking police officers, though?
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
God bless this young man. God bless him.
The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
God bless him. God bless him. God bless him. That's incredible.
Since that time, DJ and his dad have been on a quest to make his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer, actually a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him.
That's crazy.
And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
God bless him. God bless. Incredible. Does that come with a pension? All right. Lucky kid. Not really. He got brain cancer, but lucky kid. Damn. Now he's got to defend Donald Trump with his goddamn life, dude.
DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
Yeah, probably because of environmental concerns. Why do you think it's happening, Trump?
Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
The guy that thinks everything is because of vaccines. Yeah, that's perfect. Incredible. Incredible.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong.
What is this guy talking about? He went on an entire fucking tirade about how he's pulling us out of every single climate accord that could possibly exist while defunding other climate sorry, my brain is fucking fogged. Other climate protections. And now he's gonna say, how are you gonna make people healthy? All this guy does is believe that vaccines aren't real. How's that gonna help?
As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism. 1 in 10,000.
Whoa.
And now it's 1 in 36.
That's crazy. Why do you think that is, Trump? Why don't you just say it out loud?
There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, so just to be clear, we already know what's going on. Now, RFK and Trump think it's vaccines. That's what they think. They think vaccines are bad because they're fucking morons. You want to know why there's been an increased rate of autism in children? I'm going to give you the reasons. For one, we've identified it, okay? Back in my day, you just called them simple, okay? You didn't have autism. That's number one. Number two, we're overdiagnosing. Let's be real. There's people on TikTok going, I have autism because I piss my pants sometimes. It's insane. Number three, people are having kids later and they're having kids fatter. They're fat. People are fat. I'm sorry. I don't mean to say it, but when you're fat and you're older and you have a kid, your kid has a higher chance of coming out with some kind of an incongruency, we'll call it. There you go. It's nothing to do with vaccines or any shit like that, but you still hired the guy. You made sure the guy that is a vaccine denier that thinks that COVID is fake, measles are fake, polio, all these vaccines are terrible. That's the guy that you got in. That's the guy that you wanted to get in. Well, we need to make sure we do this. I can't even do the voice. Fuck it. We got to make sure we do tests to make sure that it's not causing autism. We've been doing them for decades. Like you pretend, like, what are you pretending for? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah, I think, by the way, guys, I would rather my kid be dead than have autism, so I'm not going to give him a vaccine. Is that the logic? I don't really understand. Even if it did have a low chance of causing autism, it'd be better off than your kid dying of the fucking measles. Oh.
Hey, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
Very important job, Bobby. We can't wait for you to fuck it up. It's going to be incredible.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired.
They secretly socially transitioned their kid?
To deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually. All without telling January, who is here tonight and is now...
I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't give a fuck. None of this is real. It's just some fucking kid being a fucking gay. I don't care.
Against this form of child abuse. January, thank you.
Child abuse, guys.
Thank you,
God bless America. Child abuse. Holy fuck, this is insane. It's a clown show.
Stories like this are why shortly after taking...
Secretly transitioned. Your gay little kid probably was like, oh, I saw online about non-binary. Oh, okay, whatever. We'll call you they. We don't care. Oh, they transpired to call you a fucking they, them. They're going to grow out of it, probably. Let's just be real. Relax.
Office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Damn. What about the religious ideology? Are we going to indoctrinate them with that still, or what are we going to do there?
I also signed...
Her name is January Littlejohn? That's fucking crazy. I'd be trans too and change my fucking name in a second.
In order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
Who's doing that?
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body.
Bro, so just to be clear, okay. There's no mutilation for kids. And you want to know what? Trans kids exist. And I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to explain to you how to deal with it. But it's a real thing that exists. I'm sorry. I don't even know what else to tell you.
This is a big lie.
These people are fucking psychopaths. These people are psychopaths. Honestly, Kids aren't getting mutilated. All the statistics shows that the detransition rate's like 1% for these young people. We should keep studying, of course, but there are trans kids. There are trans adults. There are trans kids, okay? They knew when they were a kid that they were trans. Now, should we make sure that we're careful? Absolutely. Because there's a lot of young people that probably are confused. They're probably dealing with anxiety and then dealing with depression, and they're not knowing where it's coming from, and then they're looking it up online, and they're seeing gender dysphoria, and some of the symptoms fit what they're feeling. When the reality is that social media is probably just wearing them down. I mean, we need to create a new thing called terminally online brain disorder. TOBS. Incredible. That wouldn't spell TOBS, but now it does. I said so. Okay? Absolutely true. But again, and I really need to stress this. This is a point that I'm going to continue to stress, and I don't care if you think I'm beating a dead horse. You can't say that somebody feeling like they're born in the wrong body is delusional when you believe in God. You just don't get to do that. God is the beer, okay? And transgender is the weed. Across history, all religions have destroyed the world. It's just a fact. People oppress each other on it. They make women second-class citizens. They marry children off to adults. They justify slavery. They justify abuse. I don't know what else to tell you, but religion has been the most destructive force the entire history of the world has ever seen, ever. And that's a fact. There's not even debatable. Oh, it's nice now. Yeah, now that you guys do ignore 99% of it, it's a really nice system. It's really good to be religious when you ignore 99% of it. Isn't that fucking crazy that when you live in a society that ignores 99% of it, that religion's actually pretty good after 99% of it is illegal? That's fucking crazy. By the way, in the Christian Bible, there's no age of consent. That's a fact. I don't know what else to tell you. We made that up because we're like, you know what? This Bible's kind of stupid. So stop talking about how some fucking kid's confused and thinks that they're a boy and fucking cuts their hair. Stop pretending that that's as bad as a system that's used to justifiably murder other people. Well, excuse me, unjustifiably. Enslave, oppress different groups of people. If you believe in God, that is objectively more delusional than somebody who feels like they were born in the wrong body. That is a fact. Okay, you praying to an imaginary friend to give yourself the lottery winning tickets tomorrow is more insane than somebody that just believes that they were born in the wrong body. And just because we accept the delusion into society doesn't mean that you're not fucking crazy. And I'm religious. I'm religious, but this is a fact. I can separate my logical side from my emotional side. Sorry, bitch.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
So would that mean if God made them trans that they're perfect?
Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society.
Yep, guys, if you're trans and you want to die for this country and you want to get access to going to school and getting, a quality of life, you're not allowed in the military because wokeness is a thing. Because we do be woken it up. We do be woken it up, guys.
Want it? Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better?
Thank you, Trump.
Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense.
This guy's yapping. Holy fuck. This is the guy that was less qualified than the person that Trump fired, by the way.
And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever.
Yes, the best recruiting.
Of our services.
You want to know why? Because those people who join the military are stupid. And this isn't, by the way, this isn't like an opinion. This is a fact. Do you want to know the best way to get people to join the military? You remove all of their options. You remove their ability to get decent education. You remove their ability to get a decent quality of life. You make schooling too expensive and less accessible, and you force them to go into the army so that they'll be able to actually afford to progress as a person. And that's what we do in America. All the time. We have massive wealth inequality that's just continuing to go up because technologies are displacing jobs and driving down wages, and nobody's doing anything meaningful about it. School prices are getting more and more expensive. It's difficult to survive. So these people, nobody's joining the military because they are like, I want to save this country. I don't think that we've done anything to save the world since fucking since before the Vietnam War. Okay? That's why when you go to Five Below and dollar stores especially, you want to know what the toys are there? They're unironically U.S. military toys. This is not a joke. Go to these like very inexpensive discount stores. They sell like U.S. military toys because they're unironically trying to get kids to feel to basically groom kids into being in the military, and by also denying them opportunities to be able to actually get anything outside of going to the military. It's last resort. Okay, these people are going into the military so they can afford college. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's it. So that's what's going on. Our country's getting dumber. That's why we voted for Trump. And hey, guess what? Those people are also joining the military. Isn't it a coincidence that the pipeline of robbing people of their ability to survive to push them into the military is actually working better than ever? But we also elected a fucking moron? Oh, shit. Who would have thought those two things would go side and side? That's incredible.
What a difference.
Guess what, boys? You're not going to Ukraine. Fuck that. We don't want to start World War III, but pack your bags because you're about to go to Israel because we're dropping more fucking bombs, dude. Like, what is happening? What are you talking about?
And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What
are you talking about?
Tremendous turnaround. It's really
saying things.
A beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country and they love being in our military again.
I fucking hate this country now. I used to love this country more than anybody else. I fucking hate it now because I hate this president so much.
It's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job.
Great job, guys. Great jobs. Great jobs.
We're joined tonight by a young man, Jason Hartley, who knows the weight of that Call of Duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great
I know the way to Call of Duty. Yeah, me too.
Father all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service.
That's
Jason
nice.
is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA.
And he's going to go into the military? Wow, what an idiot.
His greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Wow. All right. Well, welcome to Camp Navarro, dude.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into, but...
Is this what they typically do? Like, is this a whole thing a fucking clown show, even when there's a Democrat and president?
I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Why wouldn't they accept it if he has a high GPA? Yes. Oh, it's almost over, guys. It's almost over. We're almost done. Wow. He did it, guys.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
All right. More weapons, baby.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology.
Didn't Ronald Reagan also start the whole process of completely fucking our wealth inequality? Wow, he sounds like a good guy.
Incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before.
True, we did.
To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding.
All right. Why do we need more ships? Just wondering.
And for that purpose, I'm announcing tonight that
guys, we're cutting costs. How? Building new billion-dollar ships. It's incredible.
We'll create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact to further enhance our national security.
I love this. I love this. This is what we call a virtue signal, okay? Because this motherfucker does not care about anything that he's saying. Because realistically speaking, if you actually cared about manufacturing particular military goods in America, you want to know one thing that you would do is you'd continue to support Ukraine in the war. It's a fucking dead giveaway, easy thing to do. The majority of the money we send to Ukraine is manufacturing military goods and other things in America and sending it over there or giving them old equipment, which we don't know what to do with it anyway. So we send it over there in some kind, basically as relief. And now that we're pulling ourselves back from that, what do you think happens next? the military factories in other countries are going to start. They're going to manufacture more, and they're going to become more prominent. Okay, so yeah, we spend money to give to Ukraine. I think 112 billion so far, not anywhere close to the 350 that he's made up out of thin air. But 70% of that goes back into our economy. It keeps our. I mean, it's a dead giveaway. Oh, it costs us money. Yeah, so does tariffing the rest of the world. Fundamentally speaking, there's no difference between giving Ukraine funds, because we're giving them funds in the means of producing goods and materials and sending it to them, versus adding tariffs to embolden our industries in America. In both instances, we are paying more money. One of it's through taxes, right, for Ukraine, and the other is through tariffs that are going to be passed on to the consumer. That's just a fact. That's how these things work. We're spending more money as the average everyday American to support more jobs in America. So why is it such a bad thing that we are helping Ukraine by creating American jobs and sending stuff over there? Why is that bad? But it's good to increase tariffs to create more jobs in this industry. Oh, it's because he loves Russia. There's no other reason except for he loves Russia. Because if he's tired of endless war, why hasn't he said anything about Israel? There's not a single reason other than Trump loving Russia as to why he will not support Ukraine. It doesn't make any sense. There's no other explanation. None. Not a single one. And that's a fact. I don't know what to tell you.
Security. My administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
Are you talking about we're just gonna fucking go and take over the Panama Canal? It's not ours. What, are we just going to do what Russia does now? We're just going to engage in Russia behavior and just take over parts of other countries instead of just having good trade relations with them? What? This makes no sense. What are we, a fucking dictatorship? Oh, we're getting there. I forgot we did an insurrection on the government. You know, that's true. We did do an insurrection on the government. We're warming up to another dictator. Yeah, we're actually getting close there. That's incredible. Reclaiming is just incredible. Well, you know, I actually heard, you guys don't know about this, God promised Trump 3,000 years ago that the Panama Canal would be ours. So that's really what it comes down to.
Yesterday, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it.
Why?
It was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal.
Okay.
They died of malaria. They died of snake bites. And
it's probably all Chinese. We probably hired a bunch of Chinese to fucking build the Panama Canal. Didn't we do that for the railroads? Like, what are you, okay?
You know, it's not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die.
Wow.
The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China.
What?
We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back. And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Now, Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it, he got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very
I got to look into the Panama Canal after this. I don't have the fucking energy to do it right now.
certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes, and I'm either very, very happy about that or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. He's doing a great job. Great job. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security.
I keep telling you, make California new America.
And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe. We will make you rich, and together we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but
They're already doing better than us. What?
very large piece of land and very, very
Most of the
important
labor was done by Caribbean workers. Incredible.
for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism. 3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Cool. Sorry, I zoned out. Sounds like a bad guy's getting justice. So cool. I love the fucking texting. It's actually that's so far it's the least cringe way that they're protesting.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown.
Yeah.
That when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the
Why is he talking positively of Putin? He just found a way to do that.
parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
And just to be clear, Trump didn't have, any Palestinian representation at the Abraham Accords, which is one of the reasons why tensions flared and they attacked on October 7th, just so that you guys are clear to understand that.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict.
By who? By Russia. If Ukrainians want to die for their country, we should give them as much money and resources as they want. Because again, if we fold and we don't support Ukraine, Russia's going to feel empowered. They're going to push through Europe, and World War III is going to start.
With no end in sight, the United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's
We haven't. We've sent $100 billion, $122 billion.
defense. With no security, with no anything.
Why are you clapping? He wants to end this, idiot.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Yeah, listen, I really, okay, sorry. I really think that Democrats need to start saying yes. Like, stop trying to be virtuous. When Trump asked, do you want to keep the war in Ukraine going on for 5 years? Yes. I want to keep it going forever. Fuck you. Who cares? Stop sitting here and trying to come off as morally virtuous. It's not warmongering to sit here and say Ukraine wants to fight for the sovereignty of their country that is right now occupied by 20% of Russia. They want to fight. We should give them the money for free because what they're doing is they are the first line of defense against a vicious dictatorship that's trying to murder Ukrainians. And after they go through Ukraine, they're going to go through Europe and they're going to start World War III. And for us to weaken and not give them financial support and technological and military support means that Russia's going to feel empowered to push through, and that is what will start World War III. You don't lose the reasonable position. Democrats need to stop giving a fuck about sounding like they're virtuous. Enough is enough with this bullshit. Stop virtue signaling. I'm not saying Democrats are the only ones who do it, but you have to stop. Support an endless war because that'll signal to Putin that we're not fucking around and he'll fuck off. That's it. Enough is enough. We're talking about World War III. We tried to appease Hitler, and guess what happened? World War II. Why would we try to appease Putin? He's a vicious dictator. Stop being quiet. Support an endless war between Russia and Ukraine. If Ukrainians are willing to fight, then let them have as much money as they want. Okay? And I don't give a fuck what they spend it on. They want to spend it on guns, tanks, hookers, fucking I don't give a cush, dude. I don't give a fuck. They want to drink beers? I don't care. Okay? If I was going to fight for my life, I'd want people to pay for beer too. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? Stop taking the cowards. Stop wanting to appear virtuous. It's time to stop fucking jerking ourselves off. Okay? These pieces of shit won because they're dickheads. Be a dickhead. Say the reality. And I'm not even saying anything controversial. I'm just saying a fact. I'm saying the truth. Start doing this. This is what needs to be done. This is what we have to start saying. I support an endless war between Russia and Ukraine. That's what I support. Okay? You want to know what? This is just a Trump tactic. I'm gonna exaggerate. Yep. And by the way, I'm not. I will fucking support it for the end of time because that's the right thing to do. Okay, right now, a country that's a fucking fraction of the size of Russia is holding them off. This war's been going on for a decade, and they're holding them off. Russia, that's a loss for Russia. That's pathetic for Russia. Why would we not support them as they whittle themselves down? Okay, stop pretending Russia is this great, fucking amazing place, powerful superpower. It's cold. That's the only reason why Russia exists. It's too chilly to invade. That's it. It's a little bit of a burr. That's all it is. Stop pretending that it's anything other than that. That's why they have to do weird propaganda by photoshopping Putin on a bear, because it's so chilly and that country is so fucking weak that they have to Photoshop. They learned what Photoshop was and they haven't stopped. That's all it is. It's time to stop. Okay? It's time to stop fucking trying to act virtuous. We have to be done with it. We have to be done with it. Yes, thank you. Clap for an endless war. Yes.
People are being killed every single week.
Good.
More than that. They're Russian young people.
I hope they're all Russian.
The Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans.
I only care about Ukrainians, okay? Sorry.
But I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending.
I don't even know if that's true. Maybe, hey, they should stop doing that, I guess. I mean, they're probably energy dependent onto them.
And we've spent
Why don't we open up our reserves and sell it to them so they can stop selling to Russia?
perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us.
I'm sorry, what?
Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion.
Perhaps. Are you a fucking moron? We've spent $122 billion. We've spent less than Europe has spent. Like, stop lying. You're a weirdo. He just lies all the time. He's just an ugly bitch. Like, just stop lying.
Like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And
That's not even true. He just lies. This guy just lies all the time. You should feel insulted. He just lies.
have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening.
This is the thing that he started shitting his fucking diaper over when Zelensky said to him, and now he's co-opted it into part of his argument.
Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe.
That's not true, idiot.
If that they wouldn't have stopped it and said, at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter, just got it a little while ago. Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Wouldn't that be beautiful?
And what's the peace? What does the peace mean? Does it mean that they have to give up part of their country?
Wouldn't that be beautiful? It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that. And
Yeah, that makes sense to me because you're a Russian asset. I mean, I don't know this guy's life, and that's good for him getting back home, but Trump's a Russian asset. He's been paid for by Russia. We've already seen this. We know it's true. They've dumped millions of dollars into his fucking businesses.
They are here tonight.
Hundreds of $1 million. But hey, at least this guy got to come back home. I guess there's a positive. God bless. That guy looks so happy. Only happy person, only truly happy person there, and his mother.
Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. when the sound of
What a
gunshot.
shame. If only the guy was a better shot, huh? No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. We need this. This is what we need. Trump needs to live. Trump needed to be our president. I'm not kidding. This is what we need. We need a reset in this country. There are a lot of people who are legitimately brainwashed into fucking the MAGA cult, and they need to say how bad these 4 years are going to be. They need to lose their Social Security. They need to lose their Medicare. They need to lose their Medicaid. They need to lose everything about them. They have to get fired. They have to have their lives tragically ruined by this administration. This is what needs to happen. This is the reset. They need to feel it because it's not going to take logic. Logic doesn't work for these people. They're dumb. I don't know what else to tell you. If you voted for Trump, you're an idiot or you're some kind of an idiot. Either you're a low IQ moron or you're a useful idiot that decided to vote this way. You're a stupid fuck. You need to lose everything because of this administration because you're not going to learn any other way. And that's the most conservative thing of it all, right? Your actions have consequences. No bailouts. So, welcome to what you voted for, you fucking moron. I don't know what else to tell you. I really don't know what else to tell you.
Pierced the air was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body.
God bless.
Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with
I mean, if we live in the country of conspiracies, who's to say that Trump didn't pay somebody to do that to make him look cool?
help of 2 great country doctors. We thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent.
Damn, that's just so terrible.
We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee.
Could you imagine your father was shot? That's so tragic. And then you decide to put that foundation on it and you come to the fucking, when you go to the goddamn, you're watching the president in front of Congress. That's a goddamn tragedy. 2 in a year is fucking brutal. Sorry, your dad's a firefighter. Okay, he's a good guy. All right, he probably just got an issue with smoke inhalation, and that's probably his vote to Trump. But I'm so sorry for your loss.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. Yeah. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that.
Dude, I believe it too. I believe it too. I believe in the country that saves the Russian asset. God saves the Russian asset. I believe that. I believe that there is an omnipotent God. I believe that there is a God who does good, but there's a God that does bad. There's a God that gives children cancer because they got to learn a lesson or something. I believe in a God that creates a Bible that says slavery is okay, and kind of just forgot about that part. I believe in a God who doesn't have an age of consent, or rather for women, it's when they start their period. I believe in a God who believes in child marriage, where literal children can get married to grown men. I believe in a God who justifies men beating their wives, a God that hates gay people, a God that hates trans people, a God that doesn't sound delusional at all. But trans people who feel that they were born in the wrong body, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Also, by Trump's logic, God wanted their dad to die. Just so you're aware, if God saved Trump, then God also killed their father. Just to be clear, I didn't make up the logic. God did, which, by the way, is Trump, because that's how he likes to be referred to. Beautiful stuff. It's incredible. It's incredible. I just want to be absolutely clear. This is a fucking delusion. This is a delusion. When he goes on a fucking tirade about how crazy it is that somebody might think that they're a different gender and then say that God saved him, but that also implies that God killed their dad. That's not delusional? Why am I beefing with God? I have no beef with God. I have beef with people who think that being trans is fucking crazy. And then they sit here and they fucking preach to about God and how he does all these amazing things like helped them win $5 on a scratch off. That's what I think. All hail Lord Emperor Trump.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still...
Papa Good, are you going to point out that this family looks like they could not give less of a shit that he died? Well, I mean, just to be clear, in their defense, a lot of people that are police officers and firefighters beat their wives, so it's totally possible he was a drunk that beat his wife. It's also possible that he was a great guy. It's also possible that he was a great guy, but also divorce rates, I guarantee, are higher amongst firefighters and police officers. And I live close to a firefighter, and he's constantly yelling, so I don't know.
Alive and thriving in the hearts of...
By the way, you want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? I've been in a fire department before. They got full-ass, beautiful bars. I'm not even kidding. They have beautiful halls in every single one of these fucking fire departments with, like, amazing, like, maple wood all the time. Oh, it's insane how much money is spent on a fire department. For these people are supposed to be... they're supposed to be fighting a fire. They get like fucking state-of-the-art, beautiful technologies. And we're going to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse. I see firefighters driving their goddamn fucking cars around as if it's their personal vehicle. The firefighter vehicles. You want to sit here and talk waste, fraud, and abuse? I'm not trying to be an asshole. Do you know how much Long Island cops top pay? It's like $140,000 a year for like one of the safest places in New York with a fucking pension, with full health insurance. You want to talk about waste, fraud, and abuse? The city doesn't even get that. They get like $90K after 5 years. We're talking about waste, fraud, and abuse. You're looking in the wrong spot. Stop trying to go after people's health care. Start looking at that. I believe cops get paid well. But when you have full medical benefits, a full pension, bonuses, and over fucking over 100K, talk about waste, fraud, and abuse somewhere. That's fucking preposterous, dude. Meanwhile, EMTs get minimum wage. That's fucking insane. That's crazy. But hey, you know what? At least it only costs $25 for a fucking Tylenol at the goddamn hospital. It's incredible.
The American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it.
We're not going to be always free. Trump's making sure of that.
Till death, we will never let anything happen to our beloved country.
Oh my God.
Because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam,
Yep,
and
the Mighty Ducks.
towering Golden Gate
The Mighty
Bridge.
Ducks.
They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, and vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world.
All the communists and Marxists around the world. Meanwhile, this guy is fucking a dick cuddling up to Putin. The literal former communist state. I think one of the aspects of communism is is just killing political opponents to get elected, by the way. I think that's part of communism. I could be wrong about that. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, communism is bad unless they give me hundreds of $1 millions to keep me from failing through my adult life and business, and then I return the favor by destroying America and ceding Ukraine to Russia.
And gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher. And we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
Hey guys. We have a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse. So what we're going to do with billions and billions of dollars, we're going to go to Mars. Wow, great idea. Hey guys, it's a mess over here. We should focus on us. We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars. We're going to Mars, guys. We have so much waste around abuse. We're going to Mars because we need that.
Through it all, we are going to
Guys,
discover-
we need to terraform Mars. That's infinitely cheaper than just making this place better to live. Mars, we're doing it. Waste, fraud, and abuse, baby.
the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single
Unlimited.
day we will stand up and we will fight for the country our citizens believe in. And for the
Let's
country
do
our
it.
people deserve.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it, guys.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Incredible. God bless America. God bless America. We're bringing measles to Mars, baby. Hell yeah! That's what we gotta do, motherfucker. That's what we gotta do. Incredible. Is this over? Holy shit, what a fucking waste of my goddamn time. Fuck this piece of shit.